So it's been raining all day. For like the last month, we haven't gotten any rain here in Florida. But today, it's just raining like crazy. It's pouring down. So I went to bed last night at about 11 o'clock p.m., much like the rest of the world. Just watching the election, of course. And I went to bed and I'm like, I gotta get up in the morning. I gotta go to work. I got stuff to do. And I think that's something that a lot of people forget sometimes is that, regardless of who is the commander in chief, regardless of who's in the White House, you still gotta go to work. You still got bills to pay. You still have priorities that you have to take care of. So I woke up with this nervous feeling in my stomach. And I already decided in my heart that regardless of who wins this election, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to continue to take care of my family. I'm going to continue to work. I'm going to continue to try to be the best person I can be to other people. And I'm not going to let who's in the White House change the content of my character. So I was fully prepared for whatever. Woke up, Donald Trump wins. There's so many different reactions right now that I'm seeing on social media. I'm seeing a lot of anger. I'm seeing pain. But I'm also seeing mocking. I'm seeing like just a finger point. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing a lot, and it breaks my heart, to be honest with you, because I think that people often forget that we're supposed to be a country that's united. And every time politics comes into the picture, this happens. Like this deep line in between just separates us when we're supposed to be coming together. The President of the United States' job is to unify Democrats and Republicans and Independents all together so that we are thriving, so that we're getting the most out of our life here in this country. Let me say something to some of you out there who are saying things like, I'm moving out of here. I'm going to Timbuktu. I'm going here. I'm going there. I don't think you know what's on the other side of the fence. The grass is not always greener on the other side. Life is not always going to be better on the other side. There's so many nations. If you would actually do your research, there's so many countries out here that the people of those countries are not allowed to do the simplest things that you and I get to do. There's some countries in the world where you can't even walk down the street with a Bible. You profess to be a Christian, you get thrown in jail or worse, especially in some of these Islamic nations. Some places will limit how many children you're allowed to have. The rights that you have now are null and void in other places in the world. you've been living here your whole life, then you're used to a certain way of life. You're used to speaking the way that you speak, First Amendment rights. That's not the case in some countries. There are people overseas in places like Korea, China, just to name a few, to where they're not really allowed to utilize social media freely and openly like we are. They're not allowed to speak like this openly like we are. Or they can get fined, they can get thrown in jail just for speaking out against their government. But we can do that. Now I do know that we were headed towards what seemed to be a little bit of censorship when it comes, well, a lot of censorship when it comes to certain platforms like Facebook. Here on YouTube, we have to be very, very careful what we say. Our videos won't get pushed out. Trigger words will knock you out of the algorithm. You just have to be mindful. But that's nothing compared to not really having the freedom that you have here in this nation. But you don't get that anywhere else. So a lot of you said you were going to do this in 2016. I'm going to move. Still here. I'm seeing it again on Facebook. I'm going to move. You ain't going nowhere but work. You're going to work. Because some of y'all just pay your rent. It's only like November the 6th. And your bank accounts are low. And a lot of that is because of the price of living. A lot of that is because of inflation. A lot of that is because some of you can't even get the benefits you deserve due to these illegal immigrants that are here right now. You're not going anywhere. Stop. My thoughts on Trump winning. It's the first time that we have witnessed something like this happen in our lifetime, to where our president won 2 terms, non-consecutive. This has happened before hundreds of years ago. So a lot of people were like, we're going to make history tonight. Oh, history was made last night. It was made. The United States of America has spoken loud and clear. You go back and look at those results, that was no mistake. That was no fluke. You can't even, there's just nothing anyone can say. I saw a post that said, there's more people complaining on social media than the people that actually spoke yesterday. Meaning the millions upon 10 plus million people spoke yesterday. And they made up their mind that we don't want another 4 years of what we endured. And, regardless of her saying, I'm not Biden and I'm going to do things differently. And I don't know. I just didn't really feel confident with that without any real substance behind it and no talks of policies and constantly ducking and dodging, where you did interviews and didn't really feel the pressure of being in the hot seat. Let me ask y'all a question. Do you the seat of President of the United States is not a joke. This is the most powerful, popular nation in the world. And if you have somebody who's running for office who dodges interviews from particular media outlets, right? Who dodges the hardball questions, who doesn't really have logical answers, who places celebrities in your face to merit your vote. Like, do you really want somebody like that to run the country? Trump has been shot at, drugged through the mud. This man left a lavish lifestyle just to come and serve a country that he loves. But yet people are, I don't know, hatred's it's a really bad thing, man. It really, really is. And the thing is, I personally don't even like his personality. But it's not a personality contest. The vote was easy for a lot of Americans. They analyzed their lifestyle between 2016 and 2019 and compared it to 2020 to 2024, and they're like, I was doing pretty darn good over here in 2016 and 2019. Trump was president then. It only makes logical sense because I don't know a lot of people who can honestly say that they were doing phenomenal for the last 4 years. This wasn't a choice of popularity. This wasn't a choice of personality. This was a choice of we need to survive. We got to take care of our families. I know people who are so disappointed right now with the results, but these same people, and I'm not trying to be mean, I promise, I'm trying to speak as logical as I possibly can and feel compassionate too, because I know people are really hurting right now. But the same people that are upset right now are struggling financially. But they're putting it on social media as if they're living these lavish lifestyles like a lot of people like to do. But they're struggling financially. They're barely paying their rent, barely paying their car note, don't have money for this and that. Look, I'm not making this up. I know people who are upset and they got no money, living paycheck to paycheck. No money. And you would think that logically they would want more for themselves, they would want different, instead of trying to make history as appointing the first semi-African American, because I don't understand why people just completely negate the fact that her mother's an Indian, 100% female president. Like it wasn't enough to be vice president, I guess. And I had a conversation with somebody earlier. I was like, it's not that, I don't oppose a female being president. I don't. I just do. Not her. No. There's a lot of very intelligent females in the world of politics that I do feel could qualify to be the president of the United States. So if the next 4 years, that is somebody that wants to show up and show out, then we could, give them a chance. But I don't think it had anything to do with Harris being a woman. I don't think it had anything to do with her being a woman of color. I think it had everything to do with the lack of respect that she has for people. I think it had everything to do with her ignorance when it comes to policies. I think it had everything to do with the mocking of Christianity that she has done. I think it has everything to do with her just not taking this seriously. And most importantly, underestimating the intelligence of the United States of America and its citizens. We ain't stupid. Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce and Jay-Z and whoever else in the weird Diddy party, we don't care about them. We don't care about them. Like us real folk out here that take care of our families and that work, we don't care about them. What do they have to do with us? They're already millionaires. Some of them, Jay-Z, Beyonce, billionaires, they already there. Some of them got just as much money as Trump. Why do we care about them? How can they really be relatable to us? to think that that was going to get the job done. $21 billion they raised. Wasted. Wasted. And this woman couldn't even give us a seed speech to her people last night who traveled from all across the country to see her. Didn't even show up last night. What does that say? What does that mean? That was almost your president. Instead of taking the loss like a professional, like a lady, instead of taking the loss like who put up a hard-fought battle, I mean, she decided to do otherwise, which I think personally is going to hurt her campaign if she ever decides to run again. But maybe not, because some people were going to vote for her just because of the color of her skin, falling into identity politics. I talked about this on my last video. Now, this next portion of the video is to those of you who support Kamala Harris and who are a part of the Democratic Party. You got two choices. You can either continue to cry, make excuses, whine, victimize yourself, complain, make your Facebook posts and Instagram posts, walk around with your lip poked out, pissed off at the world. You can continue to do that. Or you can strap up your boots, shut your mouth, get out here in this world, and make something happen. Make something happen. Everybody in this country has an opportunity to make something of themselves, regardless of who's in the White House. Everybody has an opportunity to create a legacy, not just for you, but for your family, far, far into the future. And complaining and whining and all of that stuff, while you're doing that, there's people out here getting money. There's people out here building wealth. There's people out here making things happen. Complaining don't fix nothing, folks. I know that it might hurt. I know that the feeling is like a, you know, somebody squeezing your intestines. I know, I get it. But you can't stay there. You can't stay there. A lot of the things that you're afraid of right now, you were scared that he was going to get into office and become Adolf Hitler. You were afraid he was going to get into office and become a dictator. You were afraid he was going to get into office and lock up all black people and put us in chains, right? That's what the Democratic Party, that's what they're based off of, fear tactics. That's the brainwashing of thinking that these things are going to happen when none of that stuff is going to happen. The Project 2025 stuff, like, you're not even going to hear about that anymore because they were banking on that to seal the deal to get your vote. When Trump has stated numerous times that he don't have anything to do with Project 2025, but I know a lot of y'all, he ain't telling the truth, he's a liar, you know? And I keep seeing the same stuff, man, like the same old thing recycled and regurgitated, you know? He's a fascist, he's a dictator, he's a felon, he's your president. You can say all of these things. It's almost like throwing stones in a glass house, like knowing, like y'all act like y'all perfect or something, like you ain't got, that you've never done anything in your life. There's some of you out here who've been to jail more times than you can count on your fingers. Okay, you've done things that some people really don't even know about. Those hidden sins that you do, but nobody knows about it. You feel me? Like you know, people are so quick to just throw stuff in people's face like they ain't never did nothing in their life. The man doesn't even have to be in this position right now. He could just be somewhere on some island with his money, drinking some alcohol and smoking a cigar. But no, he's like, my theory is that he wants to finish his life out. The man old. He's about to be 80 years old in a couple of years. I think Trump realizes that he spent a good deal of his life into vanity. He spent a good deal of his life doing things that, may not be the greatest as far as like morality. We all know him. We've always known Trump. But I think that he wants to finish his life out on a good term, risking his life for the United States of America. But it's strange to me that people just can't see that. They don't see it. You see what you want to see, you hear what you want to hear. The election is over with. It's time to get to business. Again, you got a choice. You can continue to complain about this if you want, or you can focus on you and your family, yourself, your circle, level up, make things happen. Because the opportunities are going to be there. The country's about to get back up off of its knees. It was on both knees. Now it's about to come up on one knee. There's some of you out there who want things handed to you. You want things mailed to you. You want people to do things for you. Nope. This is an opportunity for you to get out there and add some value to your life. Learn a skill. Go back to school if you need to. Get your hands dirty. Learn something that other people want but don't want to do. Capitalism at its best. It's time to abandon this entitled, I shouldn't have to work hard type of thing. We need to let that stuff go. Trump is your president now. You can do the whole not my president thing. That's fine. But he's still your president. This is reality, folks. This ain't a dream. This is not your world. This is the country. This is what it is. You can move away. Sell everything you got. Go to some other country thinking that life is going to be good. Go through the challenge of learning a language. Go through the challenge of culture shock. Go through the whole entirety of just adapting to somewhere else just because you don't like somebody. Or you can just stay here and accept what is and move forward. One thing I know is that election wasn't even close. And if you ask me, she wouldn't have had as many votes as she did if it wasn't for these illegal immigrants that's about to be out of here. It's a lot of work to do. Keep your eyes open. I'm going to say this in the video. Put your trust in God, not man. Trump ain't no savior. He's a businessman. I do feel like he's going to get the job done, but don't put your 100% trust into anybody except for Jesus Christ at the end of the day. All right? You got to take it easy. Comment down below your thoughts. Are you excited for the return of Trump? Are you devastated because Harris did not win? Or are you like, I'm still going to live my life? I'm a little bit of the third. I'm still going to live my life. Peace.